to the Beauty Dish, and welcome to my very first ever favorites video. If you're new to my channel, thank you so much for watching. I hope you like what you see and you'll subscribe. And for anyone who has subscribed already, you are awesome. Thank you so much. So since this is my very first time doing favorites, I thought about how I wanted it to go, and this is what I decided. For every favorites video, I want to choose between 5 and 8 products that I think are just awesome for the month, that I would recommend to a friend with no hesitation whatsoever, that I think have a good chance working for a lot of people. So that's how I'm going to do it, keep it really small, and then also add in a few random favorites of things that I've just loved for the previous month. So let's get started. Starting with beauty, and I'm wearing a lot of the products that I'm going to talk about today, which I kind of enjoy, so maybe that'll give you some visual assistance. But the first one I've got is the Sonia Kashuk Cream Bronzer, and it looks like this. Sonia Kashuk from Target, of course. And this comes in 2 shades. Ooh. This is the lighter shade, and let's see, it's called Warm Tan. And it goes on great. I apply it with a Real Techniques Expert Face Brush. It is easy to apply, it's easy to make it even. It sets somewhat. It doesn't have a powder finish, but it does set. And if you powder over it, then you'd be good to go. But it's pretty, it's subtle, there's no oranginess whatsoever, and I think it's great. Next up is another cheek product. I have the Milani Baked Blush, and this is not a new product. This is Corallina, but it is new to me. And I realized I didn't have, this is actually really hard to open, that's the one thing I don't like about it. I realized I didn't have a coral blush, and this to me is like the peachier version of NARS Orgasm, which I love, and I use that in my easy everyday 8 products video. I can link to that in the down bar. But this has a lot of sparkle in it. I'm wearing it. I'm actually not wearing the bronzer, I'm sorry. I am wearing this blush though. This side, I think I got tons of sparkle on. I hope you can tell. But so you do have to be careful with that, and you probably don't want to wear too many other shimmery products. Too many shimmery products with it, but it's a gorgeous color. I think it would look great on a lot of different skin tones, and it's drugstore cheap. It's a really, really nice product. Now, moving on to eyes, I have a liquid liner, and it's the Milani Eye Tech Extreme Liquid Eyeliner in Blackest Black. Looks like this, just a really narrow felt tip, and I've been looking for a really, really great one of these for, I don't know, maybe the past 9 months, something really prolonged like that. I've tried the Revlon, I've tried the Maybelline. This is my favorite so far. I have the Rimmel one waiting to be open to try that too, but I think Milani is gonna win. I bought the Rimmel before I used this one, so it's really easy to use. I'm wearing it today. It is almost effortless to do an extended wing or a flick or a cat eye. It goes on really black, and I think that's what I like the most about it. The Maybelline's easy to use, but it goes on gray, and you have to just keep on layering to get a really black line. And with this, it's a lot easier to do. I think it's fantastic. Next, I have a mascara, and this is not something I've heard talked about too much. I actually bought it though because Tiffany D talked about it in one of her favorites videos a little while back, and it's MAC Extended Play Gigablack Lash in black. I don't even know if this comes in a color that's not black, to be honest with you, but it's a lengthening mascara. It's supposed to lengthen and curl. The wand looks like that, and it's a really narrow wand. The tip narrows a little bit, and for me, that's my ideal. That's what I want. I have really short and sparse lashes, so length is always my first priority. And this is a really cool mascara. It took me a while to figure out how to use it the right way, because at first you get so much product on that brush that it gets too much, it gets too messy, and at first I started wiping it off on a tissue or just kind of patting it before I applied it so that I wouldn't get way too much product on my lids. But once it was open for a little while, and once I figured that out, I really, really liked it. It's the kind of mascara that you can put on very, very quickly. Like, I'm one to take my time, and I'll even use a lash primer, and I'll layer my mascara really painstakingly slow. But with this, you have to work fast because it does dry. and you really only need one coat. I find it difficult to apply more than one coat because it dries to such a set finish, and that set kind of is what keeps the curl, and it keeps this black glossy look, which I really like. I like that shiny glossy lash. It is sort of a lighter, wetter formula as opposed to something drier, you know, so if you like a drier mascara, this wouldn't be for you. But I think it's a cool product, and with MAC mascara, you know, it's more than drugstore, but they're still pretty affordable, and this has been going strong for like 2 months, even though I was patting it on a tissue. A lot of product in here. My last makeup product is the lipstick I'm wearing, and it is YSL Rouge Volupte in the color is not here. I think these have numbers, not colors, and the exact info will be in my down bar below, so please click on that. But yep, it's preposterously expensive, but I was in the mood to treat myself a couple months ago, and you know what? I don't regret it. This lipstick is so comfortable to wear. The color, I love the color. It drives me crazy how gorgeous this color is. Because of the shape of the bullet there, it's really easy to apply. You can apply it right from the tube. I usually apply a coat, blot, and then apply another coat, and the staying power is excellent. Really, really excellent. The package obviously is gorgeous. If you're the kind of person who likes to do a luxury makeup product every once in a while, I think this is really worth it. I'm like, okay, I don't spend a lot of money on clothes. Sometimes I like to buy a fancy lipstick. Once in a while. Okay, moving on. I have Jergens Natural Glow, which is a gradual tanner, and I talked about this in my SPF video, which will be linked below as well, but this is in medium to tan, which is the darkest one they make. I think there are 3 different colors, so it's good from very fair to darker skin tones, but it's just like a moisturizer. I use this as my everyday lotion all summer long, and I get that color. It's not orangey, it's not obvious because it builds over like 5 days. It really takes you to see the full color, but it's great. It doesn't smell, it doesn't feel greasy, it doesn't leave a residue, and you get SPF 20 in here, which is a broad spectrum SPF 20, so it's like when I'm running errands, I've got sunscreen on my arms and legs, and I really like that. Next up, I have Hairspray, and I think this is a great summer hairspray because it's more like a working spray. It's Sebastian Shaper, and this is something that's been around forever, but I just discovered it maybe a month or so ago at Ulta. I was looking for a spray that wasn't like a lacquer set. Like, for me, just to give you some background, even L-Net is a little bit too hard to set for me. I have very fine hair, and this gives me some hold and some texture, but it doesn't make it impossible to run my fingers through. And I have it in my hair today. Basically, this is my hair air dried yesterday and with just a little hairspray. I put in some hair oil on the ends and a little bit of styling cream and let it air dry, but otherwise this is my hair, and for the summer I am embracing my natural texture, trying not to blow dry it. I still curl it with a curling wand sometimes, but otherwise this is just my hair. Okay, 2 random favorites now. I have a book that I think is awesome. It's called The Raising by Laura Kasichka. This is what the paperback looks like. Obviously, I got it used on Amazon, and I'll put a link to like one of the really discounted, sites on Amazon for it. But I loved this. It's really hard to describe, actually. It takes place on a college campus, and it's kind of a mystery thriller type of book. It's really mysterious in the sense that you don't quite know what's going on until the very end, and as the story builds and builds, it gets more and more addictive and more amazing, and I just loved it. I couldn't put it down. If you're looking for a beach read that's, a little more absorbing, not quite as light as some typical beach reads, I recommend this totally. I loved it. Alright, the next favorite is my fringe bathing suit. And I'm not one to go super trendy with my swimwear or really with anything. I try to keep it classic. I don't know, I don't always succeed, but I thought this was so friggin' cute. It was on sale at a really good price from Macy's. The brand is Raisins, and I've only worn it once so far, but I just freaking love it. That's the top. The bottoms are, it's actually a really good quality suit. Like, the bottoms fit my body. I find with like cheaper suits, I don't feel like the suit fits me. I feel like it's sort of like just holding me into its like uncomfortable grip, but that's not the case with this. And it's not too skimpy, but not too much coverage either. And I have just been enjoying it a lot. What else? I wanted to talk about the movies I loved in July. I saw World War Z, and I was not super excited about it. Like, my husband and I went because it did have good reviews. I like Brad Pitt, obviously, and I really like kind of, you know, monster and horror movies. It's kind of my thing. So, you know, the zombie thing did not turn me off at all, but I just wanted it to be good, not some like kind of cookie cutter blockbuster, and it was so good. So yeah, if that's your cup of tea, awesome movie. And of course, I saw The Great Gatsby, and it was awesome, and it was gorgeous, and enough said. Okay, so those were my favorites for July. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you saw some things that you might want to check out. Thank you so much.